What is going on, everybody? Welcome to hopefully the live stream. YouTube has once again mixed things around on me, so I have no idea if this is the correct orientation, if everybody can see me. Everything changed as far as the pre-live settings, so that's always fun. Just a dice roll, and then we figure it out, and once we get comfortable with it, they change it, right? Showing my age. Showing my age here. As the title suggests, oh yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, that's all right. As the title suggests, I have 9 incredible knives to give away tonight. All going to one lucky winner. Somebody's going to win a knife collection this evening. Simple rules, same rules as always. As I have hinted to my patrons, I do have upcoming fun rules and changes to the giveaway that will make it much more interesting and much more tantalizing. I have ideas for bonus winnings and even for additional winners, all at random chance and all, of course, free to enter. The whole idea is just to make the live stream much more interactive and more fun and give you guys more ways to win, which I think sounds great, right? Especially if you don't have to do anything different. But takes a little time to implement this stuff because you got to make sure it's fair for everybody and nobody can cheat the system. But I've got some pretty good ideas. We're just not going to implement them tonight. Did you guys get a notification for the stream? Those of you who are here. YouTube threw me a weird curveball tonight. I got it figured out, but I just want to know who got the notification. You got a notification. All right. That's all I care about. I mean, that... I care that you're here, but what's important is that YouTube is still sending out notifications for my live streams. Okay, let me ask you another question. Who ordered Excalibur and actually has it? If you ordered Excalibur, do you have it? Michael says he's got it. How do you like it, Michael? You can tell me what you think. You don't have to be nice. You can say I hate it and you're an idiot. That's fine. I won't get mad. Haven't received yours, halfway there. I wish. Not yet. No Excalibur. Super Crispy Comics. Thank you, man. I appreciate that you are enjoying it. I feel like you're into comic books? Man, my son is so into comic books, man. He's reading all of Dragon Ball Z right now. I think he's on book 7 of like 28 or 27 or whatever. Lucifer, what's up, man? Hey, thanks for your donation. Hey, baby, I'm still coughing. Sorry. Hey, baby cakes, how about that Damascus XM18? I want to send it in for content and a bunch more for the shiz and giggles. Happy 2025. I would absolutely accept that for content because I haven't looked at a Hinder knife in a long time and I think that'd just be really fun. So yeah, let's keep talking about that for sure. The pocket clip on the breaker is horrible. Let me tell you something. I've got 2 breakers coming in. 2 of them. I am a huge Tough Knives fan. I've never really talked about that. Huge Tough Knives fan. That collab is flying under the radar. The Vanguard Breaker is so cool. They sent me one and I immediately ordered a second one because I wanted another version as well. That's my number one focus right now is the Vanguard Breaker. I know you guys probably think I'm weird for focusing in on this. I love the Tough Knives designs. I think they're so cool. I cannot wait. Bradford Mitchell gifted 10 memberships. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Huge fan. I talked to them and I said, at some point when your book's open, I would love to have a custom made. So, and I'm going to dedicate to that. At some point, you should expect to see a custom from Tough Knives. I'm a huge fan. I think you guys should check out Tough Knives' Instagram. Check out his customs. They are sick. They are so cool. And as soon as you see them, you're going to go, yep, I totally understand exactly why Metal Complex likes this stuff. You're going to take one look and go, yep, that's his jam. You want your escalator? I love all the fun. I'm not in the Kunwu group on Facebook, but I'm also kind of in it, and just to keep my identity to myself. But I love looking over at that group, and I love hearing what you guys have to say about Excalibur. I also want to say thank you to the people who have reached out to me on Instagram and through email to tell me what they think of Excalibur. People have largely been extremely positive. A few people have told me that the clip is not their favorite thing in the world, and I think that's okay. I think that's a fair criticism. But the truth is everything is a fair criticism. If you purchase the knife and you physically have it in hand, and there's something that you don't like about it, it's fair, and I want to hear it. But I love that you guys have such positive things to say. And also, I got a question. Sergio didn't tell me this, but I thought this was a nice surprise. If you have Excalibur, did you get 2 sets of pivots? Did you get a Kunwu pivot and a blank pivot? I want to know. Did you get a second set, a second pivot set that was a blank pivot to give it a clean look? I gotta know. I saw a picture of one. I was like, oh my gosh. I gotta know. Tell me. Confirm it. Somebody. They didn't tell me they were gonna do that. I love that though. That was a nice touch if they actually did that. Please! I gotta know. Yes? No pivots at all. You got the second. That is so cool. I didn't know that. I would totally So listen. What I'm talking about is this right here. I don't mind this at all. I think it looks fine. But Sergio apparently opted for a plain pivot to be included with Excalibur, so you can take this out and it's just flat and plain. And so you don't have this. Sorry, this is my early prototype because Screaming Pirate has my actual V4. That's why this one doesn't have the collar on the other side. But this will be gone. So if you want this whole show side to be totally clean, you can replace that pivot with the one it comes with. I didn't know they did that. That's so cool. Black pivot in the hardware set. Wow. Smart move. I didn't even think to... I just thought Kunwu's definitely wants their logo on there somewhere. I'm not going to argue with that. They made it. But he still provided the second... What? Man. Kunwu's awesome. They just went ahead and did it. They didn't even say anything. I had no idea. I saw a picture. I was like, that looks clean. Who did that? And I was like, oh, it comes in the bag. That's sick. We have big plans for 2025, so stay on your toes, guys. As soon as I can announce something, I will. And you're gonna have to wait just a bit, but I got a big old birthday cake for you guys. I got more stuff coming down the pipeline. We're working on it. Just wait. I will make a big deal out of it. I'll make a big crazy thumbnail like the one of me charging up a Kamehameha. I'll do that again. You guys will know. Stuff's coming. Sorry. Come on. The music turned off and it got real creepy and silent. But yeah, I am... the Vanguard Breaker, I feel like, is flying under the radar for a lot of people. And I feel like as soon as those things start to hit, you know, I know that I'm gonna like it, but as soon as it gets to me, you'll know, because I'll put it all over social media. I can't wait for that thing. Can you still buy them on DLT Trading? Are they still there? I think the mirror ones are sold out. But he reached out and said, I sent one to you, actually it was the owner of DLT and Jeff both were like, we got one your way, and I was like, which one is it? And they told me, and I'm super pumped that they're doing that. But I immediately bought another one. I was so excited. I was like, I can't be happy with just one. I have to have more than one version. Henry G says, spill your guts. I'm always spilling my guts. I got a big, long, and not for you guys, because the live stream audience, I feel like, is very much more in tuned with me and the way that I think and the stuff that I say, and you guys all seem to be very agreeable. But my TKG episode this week is a great big I told you so for a specific percentage of my audience and the knife community in general. I polled and we got 10,000 votes. That's an unavoidable number of people. That is unavoidable data. I said, because one of the most consistent things that I get is the people who buy expensive knives didn't even use them. They just put them up. They just collect them. And that statement always comes from people who don't actually buy the knives. They don't know. They're just guessing because this is an inconceivable thing. What I have noticed is that what the vast majority of people perceive as expensive is right around the 200 plus mark. So I polled not at 200, I polled at 500 because I knew that was wrong, but I wanted to prove my point. And I stated it as, how many of you own, purchased, and regularly use as a general EDC knife, not an abusive, don't abuse it, you shouldn't be abusing anything. A regular EDC knife, you use it without reservation for knife tests. How many of you purchase and use at least one? 31%! 31%! The percentage of people who are actually buying those knives, the number of people actually buying the knives, right? 75% of them have at least one user, and a massive percentage of those people are using most, if not all, of their knives. So I did, as is, in line with my general personality, I dedicated an entire TKG episode to say, I told you so, to everybody who told me otherwise. I was right about that. And I feel like there's just no defense for this because so many people assume that. And it's not just about me being right, but I also wanted to inform people like, this is wrong. This is an incorrect. This is so presumptuous. It's so far from the truth. And you don't even have to dig that much. People just like to assume because they can't deal with that reality at that moment, right? Everybody who has got to that point has thought the same way at one point. But my whole idea with this episode was this is a point that needs to be proven because it's absolutely true. Full DLC Excalibur pending, cool. And I also made it a big point in the episode to say nobody has to buy expensive knives. That's not my point. And also my point was not, the majority of people buy expensive knives. No, the majority of people do not buy expensive knives. The whole point was the people buying this stuff around the $500 territory. Obviously, as you go up in price, the percentage of user collector flip-flops. But $500, that is not collector tier. That's not primary collector tier. This is the massive assumption is the 200 and up mark is collector territory. It is not. That is still very much user dominated territory. And 10,000 people, you could say, oh, we pull a different audience. No, I disagree. You pull somebody else's audience, you'll get a higher percentage of lower cost knives purchased. But of the people buying expensive knives in that 200 to all the way up to the $700 mark at least, that's still user-dominated territory. When we're talking about the people actually buying that stuff. There's nothing wrong with just collecting it, but the overwhelming assumption from people who don't buy that stuff is that that's collector territory, and I've always said, no, that's wrong. And I have argued tooth and nail for years. And now I've proved my point, and I'm going to rant about it. I think I ranted about it for 25 minutes on TKG. Also preemptively covering every angle of the argument. In true middle complex fashion. Very petty. But also in an informative way. Oh, is somebody mad about it? Anytime you talk about expensive knives, people are like, dude, look, is somebody mad about expensive knives? Like, look where you are. It's okay. I'm not saying you have to, or anybody who buys expensive knives is special. No, nobody's special. The ones I carry most are in the $100 to $300 range. Nothing wrong with that. That's a great range. You carry what you use, or you carry what you like. You can like whatever you want. We all like knives. That's the thing that we all have in common. But I do like being right, and when I'm right, I make sure everybody knows. And I'm going to do it. I'll consider my goal completely achieved as soon as I see that Reddit is complaining about it. That's the number one flag that says you have achieved your goal. You've pissed off Reddit. As soon as Reddit has to discuss it, I'm like, yeah, there it is. Mission accomplished. It's not just about me being right. I mean, it's not black or white. It can be, I like to be right, but at the same time, it's also something that people should be aware of. People are so quick to assume, and they weaponize it.
Well, I'm a real knife user. I ain't like these fancy guys with their fancy knives. No, I'm a real man. I take my knives and I'll get them dirty. I get the job done. I got a Ford F-150. Get the job done. I don't need no fancy tools. I ain't no collector.
Shut up! Stop your monologue. Brick in the face. Tennis racket with a cupcake right to the face within a foot, point blank range. Stop right there. You don't know. I don't know why I said Ford F-150. They actually make a great truck. I'm not a Ford guy, but I'll be the first to admit Ford makes a great truck. They do. It's not my favorite. I'm not going to buy a Ford. They do. But there's so many people like that.
No, just use it like a screwdriver, like a pry bar. It's a tool. You got to just use it. Okay? I know how to use a tool. I'm not a fancy name. I don't need. But those guys, they don't know how to use a tool. My grandfather taught me, just stop. Stop.
MP Massacre 91. Oh, wow, gifted 10 memberships. And that's, you've been a member for a long time. Thank you very much. That's not doing anything for my voice right now. It doesn't matter if you use or don't use your knives. I'll go to bat for people who collect knives 100% because it's their business. I will also go to bat for people who buy expensive knives and use them when there's people saying that they don't just because they can't see themselves buying or using these knives. That's also stupid. It's the assumption that bothers me. The aggressive assumption where you have to insert yourself and be like, you guys are dumb and you're all lying. Like, no, it's not okay. Bradford Mitchell, thanks for your donation. Which would you recommend a Factor B4 XL Factor 8 pre-order to get for the next winter blade? The Factor B4, does it include the quad magnet detent system? The thing that I like about the Factor 8 is the quad magnet adjustable detent system. I think that's really innovative. If the B4 Factor includes it, it's probably a better EDC size, but for wow factor, the Factor 8 is really impressive because it's huge, right? If it includes the system, get the size you want. Got your first Tinder today? Nice. I hope you like it. He said it. The funky brass monkey said it perfectly. Quoting the person that the types of people that I'm talking about, which is thousands of people per year in my comments. I'm not out of touch. No. Everyone else is just lying. Yes, that's it. Exactly. Intolerable. You can think that all by yourself, and that's fine. But as soon as you start spreading your cheeks and spraying it all over everybody, no, you don't get to do that. You will be corrected. I will correct you. I'll go out of my way to make sure. I have the power of population. It's very easy for me to get this information. And here's the thing. If I really wanted to, I could say, hey, if you have an expensive user, upload a video of you using it for what, most people would consider to be like a common or even an aggressive knife tasks, and I would make a compilation of it just to prove my point. I would do it. This is probably the most common misconception of the knife world. And it's okay. Here's the thing. What people are or are not doing with their expensive knives, it's none of your concern. It's just they whatever. Why does reality have to be the way that you perceive it? Just let it be. I know you would. I know I'd get thousands of people with entries. And people would still find a way to deny it. They'd be like, this is AI. It's not that special. Here's the thing. Those of you who buy expensive knives and use them, you know that this statement is true. It's not that special of a thing. You just do it. You're carrying your knife and you use it. It's not that inconceivable of a circumstance. You just have the knife that you like and you're using it. But it's so special and so rare to some people that they just can't accept it. I missed Vlad. My bad. What do you mean? Raccoon Tactical lesson learned today. Just say no to Temu knives. Yeah, just say no to Temu knives. If I have 400 high-end knives, why not hard use of? Exactly. Ryan Smock's exactly right. Do you really have 400? You have more knives than me. Yeah, if you have that many, and a lot of people, that's the thing. A lot of people who buy knives in this territory are definitely hybrid user collector. If you have a lot, it's not crazy to think that you're going to use them. I have a very heavily used Rockstead, you know. I also want to address. I'm sorry. This makes me laugh. I want to address something that I said on TikTok that made a lot of people mad because the video. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The video I uploaded on TikTok got something like 400,000 or 500,000 views in like 2 days, and I said something in the beginning that made a lot of people mad, and it doesn't surprise me at all that the people who got mad were on TikTok, which is usually a community that I defend. Let me preface this by saying that there are many things that a lot of people can do that I cannot do. And I'll be open about this. Even though this is not necessarily a practical skill, it's a very common skill, and I don't have it. If you didn't know this about me, I'll share this with you openly. I don't know how to whistle. I have never been able to do it. I'll do my best whistle right now. Here we go. Ready? That was my best attempt. I can't do it. I'm sorry, and it's okay if you guys want to make fun of me. I think that's fine. I think there are practical uses for whistling. Definitely getting attention across the long distance. Sure. Now, on TikTok, I made a video about centering a blade. I don't want to talk about centering a blade, but a comment that I got when I made my first how to center a blade video, that video got well over 1 million views and so many hundreds of comments. There were people saying, just put the blade in a vise and bend it. And I consider that to be insanely stupid for a number of reasons, right? And just to make people laugh, I said, don't listen to those people. I promise you that they are probably eating toothpaste and probably hold their nose when they jump in a swimming pool, which is something you guys know that I say here on YouTube. This offended so many people on TikTok. And the number one most consistent type of content was, I don't like water going in my nose. What's wrong with holding my nose? And listen, if you're an adult and you hold your nose when you jump in the swimming pool, if you have a medical condition that prevents your nose and mouth from operating properly, then you get a free pass from this. If you have a medical condition that prevents you from your face from operating correctly, then okay. But I have to say this. This is a bit. The reason that I say that is because this is a basic skill that they teach in swimming lessons. It's also something that usually comes naturally. When you hit the water, if you exhale through your nose, water does not go in it. You do not need to hold your nose when you jump in a swimming pool at all. It was shocking to me the number of adult human beings were like, well, what about those of us who don't like water in our nose? And I thought, what an insane reply to this common skill. This is a skill that you should practice, that anybody can learn. Exhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. If you're an adult and you go to the public pool and you jump off the diving board holding your nose, you may not have realized it for multiple decades. But that is an embarrassing thing to do. You should know to do this. It also frees up your hand, which if you didn't know, your other arm and your hand are very important for just operating your body in the water. You shouldn't dedicate a hand to holding your nose. That's not right. How many Olympic swimmers, and you could say, I'm not an Olympic swimmer, MC. How many times have you seen anybody who's, functional in the water dedicate a hand to their nose because they don't like the yucky water in their nose? I'll tell you, it's 0 people because they know to breathe out their nose. You gotta learn to do it. You could watch a 1-minute instructional video on YouTube. If you hold your nose when you jump in the pool, you gotta teach yourself the right way, and you gotta teach your kids the right way. If you don't want to do that, if you want to say, hey, MC, kick rocks, don't tell me how to live my life or raise my kids, that's fair. That's fair. But as a suggestion, they teach this in basic swimming lessons. They teach this to toddlers, basically. It's a good thing to learn. As is whistling. And I didn't learn that, so fair enough. You're right, I can't whistle. The funny thing was, like, one guy responded to me, he's like, I didn't take swimming lessons as a kid. My dad just threw me in the water. Yeah, all of us have said that at one point. You know why? Because everybody's parent threw them in the lake to teach them how to swim at one point. That's not like a fancy story. That's not like a unique story to have. Everybody threw their kid. I've thrown my kids in the lake because it's funny. Yeah, sure, you panic and you flail around. You didn't really learn anything, though. You probably inhaled a whole bunch of water because you didn't know what you were doing. I thought that was a hilarious argument. I was like, so your dad threw you in the lake? The foundational argument for, like, how evolved you are in the water was that, and you still hold your nose? You're not doing it right. Your dad didn't teach you anything. He just hucked you in the water. Got a delivery date for Excalibur. Okay, sorry, I've been ranting. I just had to talk about it. I thought that was so funny. I did get one argument for the toothpaste. I had this girl tell me that that the insult of the toothpaste wasn't the insult that I thought it was, because astronauts consume their toothpaste so that it's not floating around in zero gravity. So she was certain that that was a good argument. I was like, okay. I'm concerned with how much toothpaste you've been consuming because you think that astronauts do that. I asked her to look at her tube of Crest and see if there was a line there that says, go ahead and eat it. Astronauts do. And she did not reply. What was everybody's knife of the year for 2024? Mine was the Vero Mini Isotope. I haven't stopped carrying it since I got it. Thanks for your donation. Mine was the Factor 8. I know you can swallow it, but should you regularly consume it? I know that, listen, don't turn this into a brain mush TikTok thing. I know that it's safe, but should you squeeze a tube of Crest into your mouth? Like that's what I'm making fun of. It was such a minor statement. What I was saying was, don't listen to people who aren't intelligent, right? And nothing, again, if you hold your nose, I'm not saying you're the dumbest person ever. I'm just saying, like, it's something that it was just a joke, right? I could not believe someone was like, you can. I eat it all the time. I put it on steak. Like, don't consume toothpaste. I couldn't believe that I had to have the argument. And I was like, oh, it's TikTok. What am I doing? Brush your teeth with toothpaste. If you swallow some, okay, you're probably not gonna die. But if every morning you wake up and you just take a whole tube and just probably gonna have medical complications. It says on the back of the it says on the tube. I went and checked and it was like, yeah, if you ingest like a lot of this, like if you trip and fall and swallow a whole tube, you better call somebody. Like it was pretty clear. Heaven Montana says, move on. No. Is this your first time here? Thanks for the suggestion. No. No, I'll talk about toothpaste for a long time, man. One Wise Llama, thanks for your donation. Have an old ballad song, ATS34. Would you want to do a video on Benchmades? I can send it to you. Has the missing metal logos on one side. I can send some other ones with it. Might be kind of an interesting video. I've thought about ways to... Thanks for your donation. Did I say that? It might be kind of an interesting video. I've been looking for an excuse to do a ballad song video because I hate ballad. Well, I don't hate them. They're just not my knives. It might be something that I have to circle back to, so no promises. But a ballad song video is something that I'm interested in doing in the future. My favorite knife on the table? An extremely rare. I don't even know how to explain how rare this is. An arch nemesis zirconium, contour textured zirconium frame lock with a fully milled blade. That's probably my favorite. The dark blue Spyderco, that's the knife. Whose exclusive Sleesh bow is this? Knives Plus? Whose exclusive is this? I just forget. I kept it because I thought that's going to be a rare one. Knife Joy. Thank you. Knife Joy. Long gone. You can check eBay, but I wouldn't. This one. Everybody thinks when I do this, the blade is going through my hand, so let me explain this. The blade is right here. It will come around and end up here. So my fingers are not in the path. Okay? So that's what's happening there. And then it whips back around close. It's the Riot XOD. But people think that the blade is like going through my finger. It's going around and back to here. TikTok was absolutely convinced that I was a warlock. Like a ton of people were like, this guy's a wizard and this is AI. TikTok's a dangerous place for people who... TikTok's a dangerous place for people who are susceptible to misinformation. Most of the videos that I see on TikTok are absolutely hilarious. Especially the plasmoid videos. Somebody zooming in on like a street light from a long ways away and people are like, it's a plasmoid! It's a plasmoid! The LHC is opening portals and now we got plasmoids! The Large Hadron Collider, they're opening black holes and now we have plasmoids! Oh my god. MP Massacre, thanks for your donation. Hinder still got a few K-Bar up for sale or some Spanto X mates. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. I do want a Project X. I think I'm just short on my budget. Well, you're surprised there's no Milita? I kept showing the Milita over and over again. I've like really pushed it. Like, I love the Milita, but I felt like I was kind of oversharing it. My voice is almost back, but you can tell I've still got a little bit of gunk. You guys are still in for at least 2 weeks of uploads of me having crab voice. All that pre-recorded stuff is just me being sick. One of them, I think it was the Hawk. If that one has the Hawk video was the worst. Hinder XMA team or Quantum Ursus for the same money. Well, a Quantum Ursus is a much more like precision object. I think the XM18 would probably make a better tool. Like if you're going to use it for the same money. I mean, and it's really nice, but the Quantum Ursus I feel like is a little more precision. But, well, okay, it's the Ursus. I'm sorry. I thought you meant the Quantum. I don't know. The Quantum Ursus is pretty cool, but I think I'd still pick up an XM18. The full-on Quantum is awesome. The Quantum Ursus is okay. MP Massacre 91, thanks for your donation. Wait, you don't got a Project S? I replaced hardware and brass stripped all the hardware and I don't fit properly with the tool included. It doesn't? I remember messing with it with the tool and it was fine. I did a video on the Project X a long time ago and I thought it was neat. It was hard for me to find a reason to fit it into my collection, even as a Hinderer fan. You know, I don't think it's a bad knife. It just, like, it wasn't the Hinderer that I was desperate. You know what? The Hinderer I want them to bring back is the full track. I really want a full track. But if you stripped the hardware with the tool it came with, that's definitely not good, and that's on Hinderer. My favorite locking system, probably the Shark Lock. I really trust the Shark Lock. I also like the Super Lock a lot, but the Shark Lock is, man, I mean, I've been carrying, where's it at? Is it even out here? Well, the little guy's out here, but my other one's not. Well, I've been carrying the Shark Cub more than anything. You all want the full track back? Yeah, it's a great knife. Hawk Talon. But yes, it does sound like Hawk Tua. Then yes, that is still funny. Good joke. I love reading those. Every day I wake up and I get 100 new Hawk Tua jokes. I love Hawk Tua. Hawk Tua funny. Tell me you got scammed by the Hawk coin without telling me you got scammed by the Hawk Tua coin. Yeah, I just like, but here's the thing, man. Like, we can make fun of it all we want, but as soon as that dies, another thing pops up and people are like, oh, a thing to latch onto and put into comment sections. If I'm the first one to type this, I will get between 10 and 100 likes. I will definitely dedicate my time to it. And then everyone just repeats it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, it's annoying, but, like, there's just another dumb thing to come, and it'll grab the attention of people. A few people will make jokes early on, and then it'll die with some people, and then it will hang on forever with whatever you call that crowd on social media. Bob Rutledge, thanks for your donation. I appreciate that. I'm gonna like that because it's nice. Matt J, thanks for your donation. Is the SBD Derico on right? Got mine today. Yes. No, not the Derico. No, that's the I almost pulled that one out tonight, but that's a cool knife. This is the Evo Typhoon. Excuse me, my user Evo. That's not a user. It's a user. Evo Typhoon versus Tempest. The Sharp by Design Tempest, isn't that a custom? Or do they do a production Tempest? Or are they doing a production Tempest? Aluminum cans won't do anything to a knife. Not a cut like that. Like one cut won't do anything. I'm being ironic. Don't be impressed with that. I command you not to be impressed. Most commonly carried knife. You mean by like the general population? Boy, that's a good question. I wonder what the true #1 most carried knife in existence is. I hate to say it, but the Buck 110 is a good contender. Because it's been around since the 70s. Liquor store run needed. Alright, well be safe. Be safe, bud. Is that a ZT at 2 o'clock? Is it all high? I don't know. You can say that about anything. I love the 0308. Ouch, it's got a heavy detent. The 0308 CF is my favorite current production ZT, but it's $400, so if it brings you happiness, it's whatever you want it to be, you know? But Great Blades, thanks for your donation. Just got my Kaiser Mini Momo and SMKW exclusive Fallout Sparrow. Pretty cool. Also, emailed some retailers about review samples. I got one yes so far. I told you. Good for you. That's great. Just keep on it, man. Swing at every ball. Worst they can say is no. Good job. That's awesome. Yeah, it is. This is a brand new Machine-Wise Sonora, and it is even better than the V2. They sent this in as a sample. The D10 is improved. The overall machining is somehow even better. These are ridiculous. Congrats to the people who picked one up at DLT. If you're going to go look, use my link, please. But I don't know. Are these sold out on DLT? These new ones are awesome. They're so good. They're expensive. This is a USA small batch in-house integral. It's going to be expensive, but they're incredible. Do I have a bunch of empty cans for testing? Yes. I mean, I drink specifically a lot of Ultra Sunrise Monsters. So those are always lying around. The 0909 should not have been discontinued. I agree, but they're discontinuing everything that they've ever done as a collaboration. That's a less... 0909? Isn't that 0909 less George? Hold on. Give me a sec. Yeah, it's a Les George. It's based on the Talos. If you want to see the original, type in Les George Custom Talos. I used to have the Mid-Tech, back when we used that word more often. So is the 0920. Is the 0920 the Harpy? God, that was such a good time for ZT. Oh, nostalgia. I'm talking about it like it was 20 years ago. Yeah, it's the Harpy. God, what a cool knife. You guys remember when ZT was cool? Glad to be here. I'm glad you're here. Harpy's awesome. The ZT Harpy was awesome. If you're newer to the knife world and you're wondering like what are they talking about, look, Google ZT knives and like specifically knives if you can find a way to like reduce it or like ZT knives that came out between 2010 and 2017 were incredible. That was peak ZT. So many cool knives. Yeah, sometimes they had frame lock issues, but man, the 0392 series was the best thing that ZT ever did. I'm on the edge. Thanks for the donations there. I appreciate it. Jacob Camp, thanks for your donations. Just got my PM2 Crucarda today. Action seems a bit stiff. Does it need to break in or does it need lube? Yeah, I mean, it's hit or miss sometimes with those. It could break in, but if it doesn't do what you want it to do, take it apart very carefully and add some KPL or 10-weight nano oil, right? Adjust it back and tune it for the action that you like. I can't tell you how many times I've had to do that with Spyderco knives. And honestly, you're going to have lots of people in here tell you the same thing. So get it the way you want it, you know, if it's not. But I would say give it a couple of weeks to break in. And if you don't like how it feels, adjust it. I would imagine, you say, what is ZT doing? I would imagine it comes down to money. I would imagine it comes down to the cost of doing these things. If they were to release the ZT-0392 today, people aren't going to like to hear this, but a collaboration with Rick Hinder, considering American manufacturing today, you're looking at a $600 ZT. And people don't want to hear that. And nobody wants to buy that. So they just don't do it. You got the full DLC Excalibur today, and it's amazing. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. I'm so glad. How to adjust the detent on the non-flipper Bowie? I do not know how to adjust the detent. I know that there are people who have done it, but I am not the person. I have never modified a detent outside of knives that have built-in adjustable detents. Are the Excaliburs still up for grabs? There's a couple. If you're left-handed, you can still get in on it. But this isn't the end of Excalibur. This is the end of the first editions. If you purchased one of these, you have a first edition, and they will be easy to identify. Very easy. But this is the end of first edition. We kept it open as long as possible. We sold out of everything except for a few left-handed models, which is incredible. If you guys want to know what our maximum capacity was, it was 1,600. And I think we sold 1,550 or 1,560. So it's just a few lefties left, which just doesn't surprise me. Eric's Channel 1, thanks for your donation. Rob's Nerdy Knives, what's up? Fan for 4+ years. Hit 7,000 this week. Being nerdy me, good for you. It's working. Whatever you're doing is worth pursuing if you have 7,000 subscribers. I think the statistic, or the old statistic, the last time I read this was back in 2018 or 2019. 80% of people who start a YouTube channel don't reach 1,000 subscribers. Only 20% of people who start a YouTube channel ever reach 1,000. So 7,000 is a big deal. That statistic could be massively different now, especially considering we have bot channels and AI and all of that. Still your favorite. I love seeing all of these long-term helmets in here. This is awesome. DLC Excalibur on the way. Good. Awesome. Just keep that number in your head. If you're trying to climb, keep going. It's not easy. I've said this a million times. It took me 11 months. Wait, it took me 3 months or 4 months to hit 100. It took me 11 months to hit my first 1,000. It takes a long time. Or no, is it 11 months to 100? I can't remember. I think it was 11 months to 1,000. That was me. Someone sell me an 0560. That's a cool knife. That was ZT's XM24. I want one of the rare non-blackwash 0560 with the lock bar insert. Those are insanely rare. I don't know how many they made, but they did not make many. It was almost like an error Pokemon card. Can we see the new Wii and just for me, the Russ? Yes. Thanks for your donation. I'll show you the Russ first and then the new Wii. I don't know that I'm allowed to show the Wii, but I'm going to anyway. Because I don't really... I don't usually listen to them when they say don't show. It's too much to keep track of. Where's the Russ? Right here. The Granbu Russ. This is like a Les George meets Sabenza. Very cool. The Kraken or the Kraken knife worth it? Yes. Yes, it is. The new Wii, which is the Quinceris. This looks like and is extremely similar in length and profile to the Shogoroth Quantum. Not identical. I did a comparison in the video. There's a lot of differences. But I think WE has become inspired with the ratios of Shirogorov knives. There's a lot of examples in WE's lineup, and I think they have decided that this is interesting. What happened here? My live stream died. Nope, we're good. It is very cool. I'll let you guys wait for my unboxing to hear my full thoughts on that one. That comes out publicly on January 16th. So this isn't actually here. That was just smoke and mirrors. Just over 600 subs so far. You'll get it. If you got to 600, you'll get to 1,000. Good job. Excuse me. Good job. The green one, Winter Blade Co. 7, which matches my new watch perfectly. So this is my new watch is a night vision Seiko Sumo, which, oh my gosh, how cool is this? This is so cool, man. Black PVD, ceramic bezel. This is the new King Sumo in special edition night vision mode. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was on YouTube and I was just watching random stuff. I had a video suggested to me about the new night vision special edition watches. And I realized that they did a King Sumo in night vision. And I was like, man, I have to have that. That is so cool. No, that's just the color. It's not tritium. That's just the color. The only disappointment with that is that it does not glow that color. It glows regular green. The lume on it, I think, is pretty good. But it just glows green. But during the day, it's super legible because it has a non-reflective face. And it's just this color all the time. So it looks like it's always glowing. Like even here, it just looks like it's always glowing. I have a lot of Seikos. I love Seikos. Don't get into watches. Do not get into watches. Nick Shabazz. Also, ironically, the person who sold me my first Seiko. He sold me his Save the Ocean, or the ocean, some kind of ocean special edition Samurai for $250. That was the watch that started it all. How much was it? So they retail for $1,250. I got mine for $1,150. And I'll tell you right now, that's probably too much. If you can find that watch for $1,000, I think that'd be pretty good. Anything less, I think would be good. But I panic bought that thing. I aggressively bought that. Messaged the seller, said, "Would you consider this price?" And he haggled with me, and we met at $1,150. So I got $100 off of retail, and I definitely overpaid. I think it's probably a $1,000 watch, $900 to $1,000. The Sumo's a good watch. This is my second. That's actually my third Sumo. Nick had my first Sumo, and then I think wore it for a while and then sold it. What's my favorite crossbar locking knife? That's an interesting question. Probably the Hogue RSK MK1 G2. The Ritter Hogue is probably my favorite crossbar locking knife. I also think it's one of the greatest pocket knives of all time, and it's still to this day, I think, probably one of the best examples of the point of diminishing returns in American pocket knives. The Ritter Hogue is a legendary example of utility and value, and it's just a good purchase. Especially considering how Hogue heat treats their Magna Cut. It's a good working knife. It's a dependable knife. It's incredibly easy to manipulate. It's a good investment for an American pocket knife. And on that note, so is the, well, actually, this is Canadian, right? The North Arm Skaha is also a really good investment for a pocket knife. I mean, in terms of a good quality tool. Green bottom right, that's the Winter Blade Co. Severn. There was a weird one because it was like prototyped and released on a weird date, but did it win 2023? I don't know. This is Knife of the Year material. I mean, it's so good, and it also has this spine locking mechanism. This thing is awesome. It's so good. Concept knives are real nice. What time is it? We better be paying attention to time. God, almost an hour already. You guys got a little bit longer of me yakking and holding you captive. Show the Excalibur. So this is a V3 Excalibur. I got it back from Taylor. I sent it to Taylor from Best Damn ADC just for him to check out. I don't think he plans on making any content. I just wanted him to look at it. But I got this back and then sent off my V4 to Screaming Pirate. That's who has it right now. So this is a V3. It's almost a complete Excalibur except for it doesn't have the mounts here. And then Jared actually put the edge on this. Jared put a nice edge on this. But there you go. That's essentially Excalibur. The V3 didn't put the Timascus pivot collar on this guy, but outside of that and the housing for the external stops, this is essentially what you can expect. And then you'll get a second pivot. If you don't like the Kunwu logo right there, you'll get a second pivot, and you'll also get my logo right here, which is not present on this guy. The V3, the V1, the V2, V3 prototypes will always stay with me. The only other person who has one of the early prototypes, and it's actually a prototype I've never shown. My brother has a sandwich construction prototype that I instructed him to carry and use for testing. So the only person on Earth who has the sandwich construction version of Excalibur right now is my brother. I actually should ask him about that. I don't know how much he's been carrying it. It was a faux bolster and carbon fiber mix. I'll ask him to give that back to me so I can show it sometime. But it was a 9 1/4 inch prototype. It was a big knife. What do I think about K390? From what I understand, it's a great steel. I'm not the best person to ask when it comes to like composition and performance. I read a lot like most people do. You know, I don't have the testing experience, but I read a lot and I look at a lot of feedback from the community. And if we have a lot of channels testing something, a lot of community feedback, and the general consensus is it's good, then that's what I report, right? But it's a lot of my information. That's where my information comes from. But great. Thanks for your donation. 91.1% of channels never reach it. Oh, it's become more difficult. Thank you for this update. 91.1% of channels never reach 1,000 subs. For reference, it took PewDiePie 9 months of consistent content back in 2010, 2011 to reach 1,000. Now look, you're right. Because PewDiePie has 111 million subscribers and is essentially retired as the YouTube god. So there you go. 9 months for PewDiePie to hit 1,000. 91% of channels do not reach 1,000 subs. It's an interesting number. When should you expect Excalibur to deliver? From the moment you get the email, the truth is it could be as fast as 2 weeks, but that's very unlikely. From the moment you get the email, I would expect 3 to 4 weeks. On rare occasions, when customs is being stupid, it could take a month and a half. It has to come from Kunwu, go over the ocean, hit customs. Customs has to do their job, and then Winter has to not be an asshole. And then you'll get your knife at the appropriate time. If all of those planets align, you'll get it in a reasonable time frame. But it's winter right now, so there's a lot of hang-ups, and also customs, not the most reliable. You're 2 weeks? Hey, if you're 2 weeks, you're good. Don't start to worry until you're past a month and a half. That's just what it's going to take. We're still faster than most pre-orders, even considering shipping time. If you've ever pre-ordered a CKF, oh, you're waiting a lot longer. And that comes, they ship them from here. .42 millimeter on the Sumo. I think the Sumo is a 44. Is the new King Somo a 44? I think it's a 44. When will it be available again? Good question. We have so much planned. We have a lot planned. We have a roadmap for Excalibur. We will keep it very interesting, but prioritizing fulfilling orders. The priority is when we decide to do something, we want people to be able to get it. So we're not going to do the artisan cutlery thing where we release a new model every 2 weeks. Definitely not. We're going to test. We're going to make sure that it's a good product. We're going to open a pre-order, allow people to get it. We're going to make enough to fulfill pre-orders, and we're going to do it as fast as possible. We want to make availability. We want to get you guys good knives, and we want to do it carefully and slowly. But, yes, there's a lot more coming. You guys know the gig is coming. The Giga is definitely going to be a real thing, but I can't, there's not much to say on that at the moment. Wait, the comment curator says MC is literally MC's literally the reason I made my Dragon Ball Z and comics YouTube mythology page. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. The cool factor of that is oozing out of that comment, right? I love that. That is so cool. Good for you. Iowa AK, thanks for your donation. Turned over 900 subs and hoping to break 1,000 soon. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. Giga? Oh, yeah. So when people say Giga, if you don't know what I mean, we didn't want the base Excalibur to be a knife that people tried to flip on the secondary market. We wanted to make enough of them that people weren't trying to do that. I'm sure people will still try to. And maybe they'll be successful. I don't know. The whole goal is to make them very available. We are definitely making special editions of Excalibur, and they will be beyond special. They will be insanity. Those will be limited because I am a collector, I'm an enthusiast, and I know people who watch my channel are. Kunmu is capable of some absolute wizardry, so it was a dream combination. We will make some Giga stuff. But it will be very limited because we can't mass produce what we're doing. It's not possible. Even with a Chinese OEM, we cannot mass produce what we're trying to do with the Giga Excalibur. So be patient, it'll come. But I can't promise everybody who wants one is going to get one. Truthfully, I don't even have a guarantee that I'm going to get one. I never got a confirmation. You might get them, and I just never get to handle it, you know? So it's unlikely. I'm sure that I'll at least get a sample to show you guys, but... Correct. If you've ever seen the Kunmu Giga Chad, think that, but with extra. Have you ever wondered what the heck does a guy like Metal Complex do with Patreon? I'll tell you. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking all at once. My Patreon, by the way, is $1 a month. Actually, it's even less if you go by the year. It's about $10.50 or something like that. On Patreon, benefits for $1 a month, which is, by the way, the exact same benefits as if you decide to pay me $50 a month, which is entirely up to you. But I would recommend the $1 tier. You'll instantly gain access to once a week exclusive content, behind the scenes stuff, also sneak peeks. You'll also gain access to private Discord, private Patreon buy, sell, trade. You'll also gain access to private knife sales, which don't happen very often, but when they do, they are epic because I cut the price on everything in half from retail. Most importantly, or the most tantalizing benefit is once a month Patreon exclusive giveaways, which are always spicy. We gave away a $600 full-time Damascus S90V artisan cutlery. What was the name of that knife? It's right here, because I haven't shipped it out yet. The last one that we gave away, which will be shipped out here this weekend, actually tomorrow morning. The last giveaway, which was just a week ago, was this special boy right here. Somebody won that, about a $600 knife. So we always do fun, special things on Patreon, and it's not expensive. There's a vast community there. It's really fun. I would recommend it, but I'm a little biased. Lots of Patreon members in chat. I'm sure that they'll tell you what they think. If you want to join my Patreon, there's a Patreon link at the top of chat right now. There's a big long white oval, the yellow square or yellow rectangle. I have a problem with squares and rectangles. It says Metal Complex, my Patreon, and then there's a link. If you want to join, you can click on that link. I would very much appreciate it. I promise to use those funds to purchase knives for content. That's what I'm going to do with it. But if not, that's totally okay. You can enjoy the regular live streams for free, because tonight's giveaway is for free. Okay. Super sick, but got my first Kumu today, so giggity. Nice, Ben. Nice. Patrons, do you guys like Patreon? Are you guys happy with your... Most of you are paying $1 a month. Are you guys happy with it? I've tried to make Patreon as accessible as possible and provide the maximum benefits and not change them. I don't have exclusive tiers. They're all the same. You decide what you want to pay down to the minimum amount, and I give everybody the same stuff. Good. Happy that you guys like Patreon and very, very thankful for my patrons. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Can you still pre-order? You can still pre-order Excalibur, but lefties only. It's 106. I feel like it's about time. God, why do I do this? I always put these right on top of all the prizes are right on top of my main case, which is where a lot of this stuff has to go. Give me a sec. I gotta move a lot of stuff off the table, and so a lot of this stuff has to go back into the case. Like this, the black star has to go back in there. I love this thing. I always talk about how ridiculously overpriced this was, but this is one of my favorite knives just in general. I just love having a frame lock stitch. It's so cool. And I feel like this stitch should have always been a frame lock. I wish that we could get a production Microtech titanium frame lock stitch, but I don't think we're ever going to get it. Give me a sec here. Let me put some of this back. Also, one of my favorite purchases of 2024, the Mirror M398 DLC Sakosha. Would have been nice to have inlays on both sides, but Timascus, again, overpriced, but oh my gosh, what an awesome purchase. So happy I pulled the trigger. I have both, actually. I have the standard one, too, which is great, but not nearly as flashy as the M398. My most recent custom, the Burn Overbuilt Swing Guard. Ugh. Easily the most powerful automatic knife that I own and have ever handled. It is a 1/4 inch. This thing is ridiculous. Auto sword. Barely fits in the case. Most underrated knife of this tier. The Gen X Primark is ridiculous. Congrats to the people who picked that up. Holy crap. What a crazy knife. What else? Tom Mayo, Shirograph, Arctic Dr. Death. Very cool. Oz Machine Company Roosevelt XL 6364 MagnaCut. It's fun when I'm having a problem with hiccups tonight. I think it's because my throat is sensitive from the... Oh, I set myself up for that, didn't I? I set myself up for that, didn't I? Go ahead, take your shots. Go ahead. Give it to me. I deserve it. It's even... what I'm saying is even adding to the joke. I was sick! I own all three of the special edition Artisan Cutlery and CJRB mirror polished and Timascus projects. These are cool. Really incredible examples of what Artisan Cutlery and CJRB are capable of. Shocking examples. Okay, Everything that's mostly off camera like this, that's not what... Everything that's at the edge, you can ignore that because I'm about to reveal the prizes. If this is the first time you've ever entered one of my giveaways, you have to pay attention to this square. How to enter. There's a link in the description. You do not have to pay anything. I'm not going to trick you into trying to join anything. It's not a timeshare presentation. It's simply to keep all of the comments in one place, and that one place is an unlisted video so that only live stream participants have access to it. Where do you get that link? In the description. Open the description of the live stream. It's right at the top. It says enter here in all caps. There's a link. Click on that link. You can listen to the video, but it's pretty straightforward. I have to have a US address. You have to be at least 18. Please don't swear in the comments. That way YouTube doesn't filter you, etc. Just leave a comment, a simple comment. One comment. Don't use a bunch of alts. Your family members, they all count. That's fine. You can use that. Uncle Jimbo, right? Log into his YouTube. Whatever. Don't do that. Don't do it without his permission. But it all counts, right? One human being per entry. Do this, and you are entered. Typing in chat does not enter you. If you are new, typing in chat does not enter you. You have to do this. Please do it. Every week I get emails from people saying I entered and I don't like, or something about typing in chat or did that enter me, and I'm always like, no, you just do the thing on the square. It says what to do. You can do it. I believe in you. Where's the iPad? Oh my God. Is the iPad not here? No, here it is. Yes, there are better ways to do this. No, I don't want to change the way that I do it. We're going to use an iPad and we're going to load up a third-party website. We're going to link the page that you guys are entering under, and we're going to hit a button, and it's going to randomly pick on its own. This website called Comment Picker is a website that you guys can test for yourselves. There are multiple links in the description, but there's only one link that says enter here in all caps right at the top and is very specific and leads to a video that very specifically talks about entering for a giveaway that is specifically associated with this live stream. Choose the very top link. I'll read it to you. It says enter here, live participation required. It's very distinct. It's immediately at the top. Chat will osmosis over. Getting spicy? Dude, I enter the live stream spicy. I don't come in cold, man. I'm warm before we even get started. Initial hand-holding is okay. After that, it's like, just figure it out. You get one strike. 2 strikes and you're out. I would be terrible at coming up with the rules for baseball, because I would be very harsh. You either hit it or you don't. Just get out of the way. That's so mean. That's so mean. I tried to make it as simple as possible. Like, I feel like it's super simple. Okay, does everybody feel confident in their ability to enter? Does everybody feel confident in having entered? Does everybody feel included? I'm trying to include you. If you're new, it's okay. I get it. If you're new, it's like, I don't know. Like, this guy's like super manual. It's like he's stuck like 10 years in the past. You're right, I am. But it's still pretty simple. There's a thing here and it says what to do. Does everybody feel good about that? No? Well, sorry. I mean, at this point, it's like, I gave you time. Okay. We got 1,600 people in here waiting on me, so let's get this done. And the reason we're doing it slightly early is so I can hang out with people if I can remember the password on my iPad. Oh, there's a dog with being uncomfortably blown around in the wind on my iPad. I must have been watching funny animal videos. Dogs having their face blown back in the wind is really funny to me, especially when they just sit there. But anyways, oh God, we need to plug this in. Oh crap. Okay, we're gonna do this real fast. I got 3% on the iPad. Turbo! Oh my God. Hold on, I have to log in. Hold on, we're gonna get this done fast, guys. And then we'll do a little after party. We'll do a little hangout for the OGs. Okay. Thank you, Stacy Bolster Blades, for these. These are great. Here's the website. We're going to refresh it so everybody knows it's a piece of junk. We're going to refresh it so everybody knows it's a fresh page. We'll do it again. Okay. You see it jerking around? There you go. It's a fresh page. Here's the link. I'll let you guys look at it. Type it in if you want to. That's the link. Filter duplicate users is on. We're going to go down here and we're going to choose Get YouTube Comments. And we're doing this before showing the prizes because we have to draw the name. I will show the prizes after I draw, which is not traditional. But if you won, trust me, you won 9 awesome knives, and I'll show them immediately after. They're awesome. Trust me. We only have 3% battery. Oh, we got 1,000. Holy crap. We have 1,795 entries. The winner is Justin Bay, 7149. I feel like I've seen Justin in the comments before. So that's a beautiful picture of a bearded man. We should all celebrate his wonderful beard and his ability to grow healthy facial hair. Congratulations on the beard and congratulations on the win. Let's find him in chat. Let's find him. Let's find him. Let's find him. Justin Bates, where you at? Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up except for Justin. Everybody, I feel like I saw him. Guys, slow down and let him talk. Slow down. Slow. Justin, spam, please. You can spam. You can type whatever you want. I won't kick you. Slow down, please. I have to see him. Oh my God. Kairos. Time out, dude. Just shut up. There he is. He's right there. He's here. I got it. We got it. Justin, congratulations. Let's do this part real quick. Email me at metalcomplex87@gmail.com with your first and last name. And that's pretty much it. Like, well, on your shipping details. I need your full shipping details, obviously. Please don't panic if I don't email you all the way up until Friday of next week. That's when I do my shipping. Do this part, name, shipping information, and you're gold, okay? All right. Kairos, you're not kicked, but don't do that. It's so annoying, man. Fills up the whole chat. He's going to go tell all his coworkers, so watch this part. Watch this part. Hold on, hold on. And he's going to have like 2 guys like standing there like, oh my God, like I don't want to stand here and watch it. Go, watch this. I spammed MC's chat. Hold on, hold on. It's in like 2 minutes. Hold on. It's going to make them watch it. And they'll be like, wow, cool. Good use of your time, dude. Okay, so the winnings. What did we win here? So let's do, I'm going to do the budgety stuff first, and then we'll get into the premium stuff. So you won 9 knives. The first one coming up here. This is an interesting one. It's the CJRB Prado, but it's in the new steel. ARSF2. You'll be one of the first people to check that out. It's supposed to perform like spray form 154 cm, which is interesting. I also really like this knife, and look at this. It's a button lock, which makes it kind of interesting. Previously, I think all the Prados were the axis lock or whatever, crossbar lock. We also have a War Spear front flipper, which is very simple. G10, D2. They're fine. They're very inexpensive knives, but they're made well. So that one's going to be there. Next up, we have another CJRB, an interesting one, a new Locust. This is the double lock Locust with the green liners in AR RPM 9. We have a steel bolster, G10 scales, and that cool lime green underneath, and those are steel, probably Cerakoted, I would guess is how they did that. It could be paint, though. Still cool. Definitely like a budget knife, but a cool budget knife. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, here's a fun one. We got the Kunwu fixed blade. And actually, this one's kind of semi-premium. This is the Stiffy P. Purple and DLC coated in Venatus. Does it say 8? Yeah, Venatus 8. Actually a pretty cool knife. Not a cheap knife, if you look that one up. Very cool. Definitely an awesome EDC fixie. And we'll put that one in the sheath there. But that'll be yours. Next up. Oh, this is a fun one. It's not a concept. I just couldn't find the original box. But it's one of the new special Momos. Kaiser sent me some fun stuff. So it's a new Momo in like the orange and black G Mascus. Not their DLC, but in 14C28N. It's the full-size Momo. Very cool. I love this knife. I think you'll like it too. So that'll be there. Next up we have, I can't believe I still have some of these from Christmas. It's a mini Milita. Probably a weird one. Let's see. I dug this out of the bottom. I thought I had given all these away. Try not to throw that confetti everywhere. God! Kaiser, this stuff. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's kind of regular. We have brown micarta and green G10. And then we have a D2 blade. And this is an excellent EDC. The mini Milita is definitely excellent. And then we have... Oh, yeah. So this is a kind of a weird combo. But it's actually titanium and AR RPM 9. And this is the Revel, which is a really good design. It's not premium Revel, but it is a nice titanium knife with AR RPM 9. So that one's going to be there for you, too. It's going to be there for you. I don't know why I say that, but it sounds like it's going to like listen to all your problems. It's going to be there for you as a knife, as an inanimate object. Here's a fun one that I forgot that I had. It's actually a special edition CRKT. This one was also on the bottom. This is the Foltz Obverse, but it's a special one, and it's a super weird one, too. Very heavy on the Persian. It's a very, very Persian blade. Obverse with the... It's actually a San Mai Damascus with a core. Probably VG10 core, right? But you also have a Damascus bolster. It's an actual bolster. And then we have a blue and white laced carbon fiber. This is a weird knife, and it is manual. It's not assisted, right? So you have the liner lock. Very cool and very odd, but a fun CRKT knife. I don't know what those go for, and I don't know if they're even still available. But I'm going to give you that one. And then, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have the 9th one up next. Now, this is a KB, but I think you guys are going to enjoy what this is. This is from a brand that I stopped showing on the channel, and I unboxed it here recently. This used to go for over $400 until people found out that it was made in China. Still a very well-made knife. This is the Holback Production Sumo. And I know you guys know the history on this. Still a very, very premium knife. I think it goes for well over $200, but titanium and M390, or I'm sorry, CPM 20CV. A lot of it, and very designy, a lot of it. But this is the exact same knife that was originally advertised as US made. It's not. It's Chinese made, but it is exactly that knife. So that's also going to be included in your package. So there you go. Congratulations. A pretty good haul. A very dynamic haul. good. I hope that the winner is happy. I feel bad that we have the. This should be out. Here we go. Congratulations. These are yours. All of them. Solid. It's a good collection. I mean, if you didn't have any knives, now you have a ton. If you already had knives, now you have a lot more. And by the way, this is something that I always say to everybody who wins my giveaways. If you don't want some of this stuff when you get it, sell it. I'm not going to be offended. Get that money. Buy what you want. It's yours. Holy crap. What? Okay, so this is the biggest donation I've ever received. Acacio Santana, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Give him one more for $200. I will. Dude, that was so nice. You did not have to do that. Thank you so much. That's incredible. I don't think I've ever received a donation that was that much. That was incredibly kind of you. Yeah, sure. I'll give him another premium knife. Hold on, let's find something cool. Let me look. I got a lot of stuff over here. Hold on. All right, I'll give you an awesome one. How about the Wii Tyro? Because it needs to be more than the donation. This is a knife that I would have probably eventually sold on Patreon, but I'll give you the Wii Tyro. Are we good? There's your 10th knife. Incredible donation, incredibly kind. More than happy to reward the winner there with one more. There you go. That's a good win. That's a great haul. Thank you again to the donator. To the winner, that guy that guy just basically bought your final knife. That's super nice. Here, actually, so I'm gonna give that was a really I'm gonna go a little bit further there because that was really kind. So I'm gonna donate 50 memberships, which will cost me about $100. It's just like I don't get donations like that, and I think that's really, really nice, and I appreciate it. But I can easily give a chunk of that back on top of the knife. So there's 50 memberships from me. Thank you so much, sincerely, to the person who donated. That's really, really kind. Yeah, congrats to the people who are winning. If you got a membership, then when you type, your name will have a little helmet beside your well, you'll have a helmet beside your name. Really cool, guys. Thank you. Really awesome community. Nothing 6 donated 1 extra membership. Thank you. Congrats to the person who won that. Give one more. I appreciate your donation, but you'll have to excuse me for celebrating that one because it was exceptionally high. It's just not a common thing. Here's the other thing I want to make very clear. I don't want to incentivize large donations for giveaways because that makes it look like I'm setting it up for people to donate a lot of money to me to give away a knife that I would otherwise sell for less. And so I need to be very clear about this. I am not incentivizing bonus giveaways. This was a rare circumstance and I just wanted to celebrate it. But I don't want you guys to feel like if you donate, I'm going to do something crazy. So I hope that makes sense. I want you guys to donate of your own free will, and I don't want you to feel obligated to do it. Zach, thanks for your additional 10 memberships. And Richard Swartz, thanks for your donation. That's awesome. Thank you. I feel a little bit guilty with people getting excited and donating. I kind of like those to come in naturally. But I don't want to diminish the donation that created this, you know. So I want to be very careful about that. I think you guys are great with donating. I think it's awesome, but I want it to be natural, and I don't want you guys to feel hyped up and obligated to do it because of some event. I know, but man, like there's so many YouTubers who scam people, and like the whole goal of the live stream, like, yeah, it's great promotion and it's great for my channel and I get members. It's great. But the whole idea is to give away stuff that I get for free. The whole idea is to give you guys stuff, you know? So I love the donations and it's awesome, you know, but I want it to be not hype built. I want it to be just normal donation. I don't want a donation farm because there are content creators who do that. I'd rather not. Christopher Wheeling, thanks for your donation. Oh boy, everybody hanging around waiting for something else crazy to happen. We're in an hour 31, guys. It's time to stop, and it's probably a good time. Nothing else is gonna happen. Okay, so I appreciate the donations, but we're good. Everybody's happy. The winner's happy, right? Wasn't there a wee solid lookalike? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. A wee solid lookalike? I don't know what you mean by that, but. Thank you so much for the generosity tonight. Thanks, MC. This is wonderful. Hey, thank you. This is great. This is a great live stream. Congrats to the winner. Thanks again to the incredible donations. Just really cool stuff. I'll be back next week to do this again. We'll do some more awesome knives. Let's not normalize the big donations for extra giveaways thing, because I don't think that's... I want balancing between like being appreciative and like being like, oh God, I don't want people to do this and expect something. You know, because I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, if you donate a lot, he gives away another knife. Just that's a one-time thing, okay? But thank you. You guys are awesome. It's a good stopping point. Congrats to the winner. Thanks again to my wonderful patrons. Hope you all have an excellent rest of your Friday evening and an excellent rest of your weekend. Bye.